Can somebody highlight you as well?
Let me
She's
see
here
if it
too.
works. I think I got her. Let me remove Jim.
I'll get
Right.
both your smiling faces on here.
I don't know how to I want to put you on the highlight. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, remove pin. There we go. There's Brittany. Brittany, thank you so much. I'm Jordy. Ernie's going to lead this session, but I just want to thank you so much for joining us and for all the great work that you do for all the vets. So appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Hey, so I'll get started with a quick intro. Today we're joined by two powerhouse HR leaders from Marketing Services Incorporated. They're both passionate about connecting veterans with meaningful careers. First, Brittney Medina, VP of HR Operations, who spent nearly a decade building HR strategy, leading teams, and shaping workplace culture at Marketing Services. She knows what top companies look for and how to help candidates stand out. Alongside her is Yua Xiong, Senior Talent Acquisition Partner with more than 10 years in recruiting and HR across multiple industries. She's helped hundreds of professionals land the right opportunities and knows how to translate skills into real world offers. Together, they'll be introducing some roles, answering questions, and sharing insider insights to help you on your transition journey. Welcome. So, did I manage to get it all? Did I pronounce your name correctly, Yua?
Perfect. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's I try to get that right, so I appreciate it. So I'll start off. I mean, from your experience in HR and recruiting, what qualities do you believe veterans naturally bring to the table that, employers sometimes overlook?
I I personally will answer it first and then let you chime in, but the work
Yeah.
ethic, I think that is the most important. We've had such great success in bringing veterans into our company in the past that have just come in and really set the example for the work ethic, coming to work every day and doing the work and, maybe they didn't want to be there that day, but they didn't complain. And I think that a lot of our field team members who've had the pleasure of working with military veterans have learned a lot from them.
Yeah, I think what I see foremost is the flexibility that they're flexible in as far as adapting to changes and also taking on new challenges, which I'm pretty sure with, the military background, that's nothing new to most of you as far as taking on new challenges. And I think that's the best way to learn.
Awesome. So I mean, great qualities, but oftentimes the civilian side of the market doesn't understand that. So how do you think we could highlight that on, resumes or interviews that kind of hits hiring managers who don't have that familiarity?
Yeah, I think it's all part of the conversation that you have in sharing examples of when you've had to flex or adapt to new situations. I think that most people would know that about the military and that no day is exactly the same as the day before, and it's important to be flexible in that case. And as far as just the skills that you've had, obviously juggling multiple responsibilities on a regular basis, that multitasking is so important, that managing of your tasks, your schedule, projects even, that is so critical in any position that you have, even if it's true project management or just any other position in a company, having the ability to keep yourself focused and on track for yourself and for any team that you manage is so important.
Yeah. How about you, Yua? What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree with the same with Brittany as well too. The flexibility and then being able to multitask as well too and taking on new challenges. I think those are things that I usually discuss with managers as far as what they're looking for. And those are as far as skill sets that we seek for as well too.
Okay, so I mean, if you could give one piece of advice to one of us prepping for their first civilian interview, what would it be?
Do you want to take that?
Yeah, I think just don't be afraid to ask questions, and learn about the position. And then um, understand, okay, how can my skill sets apply to that role and what can I bring? And then at the same time, ask the managers, how can the role benefit or enhance my skill sets as well too. So I kind of find it that, just treat it like a two-way street, like a conversation with the managers and just be upfront and open as far as what they're looking for. That's the
And I
best way to
think
go.
early on in your interview journey with different companies and learning what different industries do, don't be afraid to ask what a typical day in the life
Mhm.
in that company, in that position looks like, because even if it ends up being that that's not the position for you, you're learning more about different companies and how they operate in those types of positions, which is going to help you in your job search.
That makes sense. Sorry, allergies are getting the best of me today. So you recently hired a SkillBridger. Tell me, what was it that stood out about her that you're like, yeah, I want to do this?
So Samantha Markel is on the call too, and
Mhm.
she joined us not too long ago. Sort of a unique situation. We've had a connection with her for some time and learned that she was transitioning out of the military and she was back in Wisconsin. And after talking with her about what she was looking for, what her likes, dislikes are, we had an opportunity here in our human resources team where working with people was something that was really important to her, and it just ended up working out. We had the conversation at the right time, and we had the ability to bring her in and support the team at a time when we needed an extra set of hands. But I think nonetheless, it's not just HR that we are focusing her on. We've opened it up to any area of the business so that if she does have a desire to learn different areas of the business, whether that be sales, product support, research and development, even on the manufacturing side, maintenance, just giving her that opportunity to get the exposure, not just to the area that we brought her in for initially.
And that's awesome. Thank you, because that's the right way to do it, I believe. You mentioned some jobs. You have a presentation you'd like to share. Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to share just a short video that can talk a little bit more about our company. So let's see if I can do this. Okay. Is the screen up?
Yep.
Okay. Can you see the video or is it on the?
I mean, I see the video, like ready to play. I just don't see
Okay,
anything.
perfect.
Yep.
Effective, durable labeling and identification plays a critical role, providing vital information to personnel in a clear and consistent manner. But labeling shouldn't be an afterthought. For maximum safety and efficiency, it should be an integral part of the planning process from the start. Think about the signs you see every day: hazard warnings, pipe identification, electrical component labels, valve and instrumentation tags, and road signs. There's a reason they all look the same. Consistency ensures immediate recognition and response. Imagine the confusion if these signs and labels were missing, inconsistent, or unreadable. On a construction site or operating facility, that confusion could mean the difference between life and death. At the forefront of safety and technology advancements, traditional labeling and signage can be enhanced with modern technology by furnishing real-time information for the tracking and management of assets and providing specific safety information to ensure all workers understand the risks and protocols, making asset management and safety information more accessible than ever. The next step is to integrate the planning of labeling from the very beginning. By planning signage and labeling at the project's earliest stages, you can ensure consistency, clarity, and safety throughout the entire life cycle of an asset, project, and during facility operations. Uniformity in imaging, color, and design from the start means quicker training, easier familiarization, and faster recognition in an emergency. Integrating labeling solutions into early operational planning, it enhances safety, productivity, and efficiency, and becomes a proactive measure rather than a last-minute requirement, creating safer, more streamlined operations for everyone.
That's pretty
All
cool.
right.
So what do you got for positions and what are you looking for?
Yes, I just want to pull that up here. As you can see, we manufacture these types of materials. We can not only produce them, but we can also go on site and install them for our customers in various different industries. Oil and gas is a big one for us. But we also service other smaller industries as well, whether that's pharmaceutical or food and beverage, such as distilleries. We've had a couple projects with those as well. So it's really interesting to be a part of a business that supports so many different industries because you get the opportunity to learn a lot more than if it was just siloed in one industry. So I've shared our current openings. Can you see that on the
Yeah.
screen? Okay, perfect. So we have several positions open in both Milwaukee and Texas. We are a global company. We have many locations around the world, but our two largest states with employees in would be Wisconsin and Texas. So I am going to turn it over to you to talk through about the current openings, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the short-term project opportunities.
So as Brittany mentioned, we do have a couple positions spread throughout our some of our domestic offices here in the U.S. And so starting with our software developer position, that is a full stack mid-level developer role that we are looking for. And so it's mainly to support our internal teams when it comes to as far as software applications, development, modifications to fit our needs, and also troubleshooting any bottlenecks and supporting the team and coming up with software development solutions. And then another new exciting aspect to this role is that they will be integrating existing AI softwares into our current process. So, for example, when it comes to troubleshooting those bottlenecks, if we, look at an example, if it takes us an hour to place an order, well, how can we integrate existing AI software out there that will shorten the process maybe down to less than 10 minutes? So that's another new aspect to this developer role. And then as far as the maintenance technician, we're looking for technically and mechanically inclined technicians to come on board that will support as far as like the day-to-day maintenance of our machines, working closely with production, and also coming up with process improvements. And this is a hands-on position, so someone that isn't afraid to get their hands dirty. And as far as the installation technician, so aside from producing our materials, we also provide services on top of that. And that is installing our products out in the field at customer site locations. And this is a field traveling position. So for this role, they're away from home for 3 to 4 weeks. They do get 1 week that it's a down week that they're back home. And then as far as what this position would be doing is installing our materials on site. So they'll have as far as a blueprint of the facility, and they'll get the project scope as well too, and understanding what needs to be completed for that project. And some of these projects do run a couple months to 6 months or more, depending on the facility size and the project size. So. And then we also do have a project coordinator position open in our Baytown office as well too. And for this project, for this position, it is focused on more project-based work. So gathering project documents, creating a project folder, being part of kickoff meetings with internal teams and the clients. And there are some office administrative duties that do come with this position as well too. So mainly supporting our field technicians when it comes to as far as making sure that they have the needed safety training and background checks so that they get clearance to be on site. So that's an overview of our open positions right now.
That's
And
pretty.
we have two short-term project on-the-job training opportunities as well. The first one being in software development. I know you had talked through the open developer position that we have. We only have the two open positions now, but as you can imagine, with AI and the world of technology, we have to change constantly, whether it's client requests or internal requests for the software that we've developed for various different departments here. So we would have the ability to bring someone on a project basis if we have something that we need to do for a certain application or a certain program to support with that to get some professional experience. And then the second one there is project management. And the best way I can describe this is you have said that we have projects that can last more than 6 months. We have what we call mega projects, typically LNG facilities that take 3 to 5 years to build. And right now we have 2 people that manage all of our projects currently. And it becomes overwhelming when there are many scopes of work in different phases of the project. So we are looking to develop a role. We don't currently have a role that would support with the project management, watch the contract, see what's included, make sure that we are performing the job within the scope that we decided with the client, not that they're asking us for more and we're not bringing it to their attention that it is out of the scope of work. And right now, we just kind of do it because we don't have someone all eyes on contracts and on those mega projects. So that would be a great opportunity to learn about different industries. I mentioned LNG, but there are certainly mega projects that we refer to outside of that industry.
Yeah, that's cool stuff because I used to, my first job was HVAC, and like I said to you, I'd never thought about, the all the different labeling and the logistical chain behind it to make that all happen. I mean, you're going into hospitals, LNG, factories, mechanical rooms, everything. So probably a lot of manufacturing exposure too.
Yes, industrial manufacturing is a big one for us. I would say oil and gas is the biggest for us, and then we've got power generation that has become more so as nuclear facilities are ramping up again. Power is a big one for us as well.
So what does a day in the life of, say, a technician doing that work look like?
Yeah, so as far as an installer goes, they would be getting the list of materials that have come from our production facility, and they would be planning out based on either the work package that we've agreed to or the path in which we complete the work. Sometimes it's by room in a facility, sometimes it's tracing the pipe, so going along the pipe that could run from one end of the facility to the other and putting up those materials, whether it's pipe markers, valve tags, safety signs. But there are hazards to the job, so safety is number one at our company. We have the safety training that employees have to go through each year, but then our clients also have site-specific safety training. There could be the use of scaffolding or climbing up pipe racks, so working at heights, different environments. Obviously, working at an oil and gas facility, there is the potential for, explosions to happen. We typically don't have anything to do with those or work around those, but we just have to be aware of our surroundings. So I think instead of just saying that they install the materials, it's working within the environment, knowing the hazards around them, and that's something that you all are probably very used to in your experience so far.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We safety is shoved down our necks every day. So that's pretty cool. So can you talk to us about, like, the pay benefits, you've mentioned the time off in between gigs, just to kind of give an idea?
Sure. Do you want to take that?
As far as the benefits go, we do offer a full benefit package to all of our direct hire employees as well too, and that includes medical, dental, and vision, 401k with matching contributions. We do offer as far as paid time off as well too, to our employees as well too, so that they can take time. And as we know, there's life outside of work as well too, so offering that work-life balance to our employees as well too. And then with the pay, we do review our compensation annually as well too, to make sure that we are staying competitive within the market. So we do offer a competitive pay to our employees as well too, and candidates coming on board. And so as far as, I don't know if I missed anything else that you mentioned as far as benefits
No,
and pay. Okay.
no, that was a big one. Then you mentioned like 3 to 4 weeks on and then 1 week off. So Yeah, you're getting a
That's
week
right.
off plus vacation.
Yeah, and with our technicians, they do get per diem as well too. So, and then all travel is paid for by the company as far as when it comes to business travel. And per diem covers for their meals while they're away from home and on the job site.
Yep. Oh, JD's calling. Okay, so cool. We got everything. If anybody's got any questions, fire them up now. But I won't keep you any longer now. Got some information out for the folks, unless you have anything else you'd like to share. Oh, Robert, go ahead.
Besides the Baytown area, are you guys looking to expand anywhere else in Texas?
We actually have an office in San Angelo, Texas, so West Texas. And then we also have two mobile production facilities. One is fully operational in Austin, Texas, with just a small manufacturing group within a trailer. And then we're also opening a trailer by the end of the year in Brownsville, Texas, for the big LNG facility that's going up.
Thank
So you
you.
got so you have like a mobility trailer that prints out the different signage and all that?
Yes, and it's all
Oh, cool.
client specific. So if they need it quick, this is our second go around with a trailer in Brownsville, but it's been very well received for us to be right there on site. Contractors can walk up to our trailer and say, I need these 500 labels, and we deliver them by the afternoon to their trailer.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's as people who mobilize many times, that's an option I wish we'd had in some cases. Um, was there anything else you'd like to share with closing thoughts for let you go?
I think just as far as your journey moving to the professional world, one of the pieces of advice that I would have is just going back to what you have said, asking the questions. But when you're asking those questions, just understanding the why, whether you are an employee or whether you're a team leader, I think that I wish I would have been told that early on in my career so that the transition from employee to manager would not have been, I would say, as challenging. I think it's really important for everyone to understand the why behind what they're doing. So, regardless of what position you're in, ask questions to find out the why or illustrate that for the people that report to you because they need to know independently what they're doing. Impacts down the road, and that's also our future workforce. So I think just making every effort to help them understand the full picture only helps the future talent in our world.
Yeah. Oh, last thing, you mentioned that there was the possibility, the right person for one of the IT positions could be remote if they're a killer.
Yes, yep, and
Yeah.
certainly the project opportunity that we have there would not need to be based in Milwaukee.
That's definitely good news because that opens up to anywhere in the country, no matter where you're going to live. So yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to ask that earlier, but I forgot. So that's on me. My apology.
No
Good.
worries. Thank you.
Any closing thoughts for us?
Yeah, I mean, really great to meet everybody. Thank you for the opportunity and definitely look forward to more work or being partnership as well too. But like Brittany said, and like what we had talked about, I think just, not being afraid to ask questions, I think it's the best way to learn about any new position that you do take on. So absolutely. And that's what I tell all new hires that do come on board is that, hey, we've all been there. We've all been new employees at an employer, and that's the best way to learn is to ask questions.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, hey, Brittney, Medina, you as young, I thank you very much for coming out, spending a little bit of time today, dropping some wisdom and sharing some positions with us. And I wish you a fantastic weekend.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.